Welcome into the latest edition of College Football Smothered and Covered. My name's Barrett Salee. Appreciate you checking out the show. This one coming live from Disney World. Got here 2 days ago, enjoyed a day at Magic Kingdom, and then a night at Epcot. Let me tell you, it's been a lot of fun. A lot of people around here. We saw some people associated with the college football scene last night. That was a lot of fun. Kids are having a great time. Headed to Hollywood Studios today. So because of all of that, this is an audio-only edition of College Football Smothered and Covered. You'll see it on the YouTube channel and on the Rumble channel with the red circle audio lines going around. But this one is audio only for you. Reminder, the show brought to you by BreakingT.com. BreakingT.com, your source for viral shirts. Wear the moment, BreakingT.com/smothered and covered. Plenty of college football shirts around there. Also, if you're a Braves fan, and you know I am, Brave shirts coming well. I've seen a preview of some of these legacy shirts they've got coming out. BreakingT.com/Barrett is your way to get those. BreakingT.com/smothered and covered, or BreakingT.com/Barrett. All right. Anwar Richardson covers Texas, and something came out yesterday that I thought was, honestly, it's a little lame. Not a little. It's a lot lame. And for those of you who have not seen or did not see the news about Arch Manning, he is not opting in to the video game that is coming out this summer. 10,000 players have. Arch isn't one of them. And according to Richardson, the reason is that he wanted to focus on football and not have anything be a distraction. What the hell kind of distraction is a video game? Yeah, the $600 that EA Sports has given to the players is ridiculous and certainly not enough, but it is only $600. I mean, it's $600 you could use to, I don't know, go out in Austin a couple times, get a plane ticket. Now, I know Arch and his family, they're not hurting for cash, but $600 is all right. But the idea that this could be a distraction is insane. Especially considering he didn't transfer last year, because let's be honest, there's a lot of Arch content this past fall. Look, I was at CBS last fall. I've been at places that are on the brink of getting things viral and in search of SEO gold, search engine optimization gold for those that don't know that. Arch Manning is search engine optimization gold. I mean, you can say, hey, Arch Manning went to McDonald's. He didn't get a double quarter pounder with cheese this time. He got a Big Mac, and that would draw probably 50,000 clicks. He is that much of a draw. So the idea that suddenly being in a video game is too much, when not only it's pretty cool to see yourself in a video game, but also your fan base kind of wants to see you in the video game. They don't want to see a nameless quarterback as the backup at Texas. Now, sure, they could put his name, fans can put his name in the game. You can change the rosters, and that's fine. But it's still not you. It's still not Arch. So he's actually doing a disservice to his fans, to his fan base, by doing this. And to say it's a distraction from what? From whom? Now, to me, and this is just a theory, players do care in other sports about their ratings in these video games. What if Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning are really close to each other in terms of player rating in this video game? That would be a curveball that I don't think a lot of people would expect. Could that be a distraction? No. And if it is a distraction for Arch, then that tells you a lot about his mentality. Because the idea that a point rating system being a distraction is filled to the brim with narcissism. And I don't think that's the case. But hypothetically, if the star rating problem or star rating question is driving part of this decision, that's lame. It's also lame if it's the other way. If Quinn Ewers has a, 96, 94, whatever it is, and Arch is sitting down there at a 79, then what's the reaction? I'll tell you what the reaction is. It hurts his bottom line moving forward. He's entering a critical year. Does he stay or does he go? I think he probably should have gone last year, because I think when Quinn Ewers was announced as a starting quarterback last spring, it became abundantly obvious that Arch needs a lot of work. And when Malik Murphy earned the primary backup job, it was further proof that Arch needs a lot of work. What if EA Sports tells the world the same thing? What does that do? Well, it's pretty simple. It makes him very hard. It makes it very hard for him to save face. But I think more importantly, what does it do for his bottom line moving forward? Suddenly, from an NIL standpoint, yeah, he's making a ton of money, but some of those offers might not be there anymore. You know? Some of these advertisers will be like, hey, you know what? Maybe you're not the guy you're cracked up to be. Not a lot. He's Arch Manning. That name carries a ton of weight. But the reality of it would be, okay, EA does not think highly of me. Do other coaches on the transfer portal world, do they think highly of me? The answer is, I don't know. But either way, those excuses, those hypotheticals should not prevent Arch from being in that video game. And to say it as if he wants to focus on football, I would love to go more in depth with him. I would love to have 10 minutes with him. Or maybe at SEC Media Days in Dallas, we actually get to talk to him. I doubt it. But maybe we have ask Sark, hey, what was the mindset? Why would it be a distraction? Because for the life of me, I cannot figure that one out. That one absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. What also doesn't make sense is the fact that Reggie Bush still does not have his Heisman Trophy. We're talking 19 years since Reggie Bush won the Heisman Trophy. And 15 since they revoked it? Since they stripped him of it? And for who? For what? For being ineligible because his parents got a $750,000 house in San Diego? Let me tell you, first of all, $750,000 in San Diego, then, now, and in the future, isn't that much. We've all seen pictures of that house, videos of that house. It's a cookie-cutter, nice suburban house. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not a mansion. His family wasn't living large. It's a nice house. It's a good house. But the value was, I think it was $650, $700 or whatever it was back then. With inflation now, probably what? I don't know, 1.4, 1.5? That's low for what a superstar running back will make in the NIL era. Especially a guy like Reggie Bush, who has highlight after highlight, even before he bust out on his Heisman Trophy season in 2005. That dude was a guy who went viral before viral was a thing. And we saw a couple days ago, and I talked about this on my SiriusXM show on Sunday morning before we left to come to Disney World, that Johnny Manziel, and I know he's polarizing, but in this instance, I think he's doing the right thing. Stand behind your guy, saying that he's not going to be one of those Heisman Trophy winners in the background during the ceremony until Reggie gets his Heisman Trophy back. I absolutely love this. It's not Johnny Manziel trying to put the spotlight back on him. It's not Johnny Manziel doing anything other than trying to help one of his fraternity members get back what is rightfully his. That's all this is. Now, does Johnny Manziel carry as much weight as, say, Bo Jackson? No. Mark Ingram? No. Matt Leinart, his teammate? No. Carson Palmer? Absolutely not. However, despite all of Johnny's issues, he did put together one of the most impressive seasons in college football history, and he gets eyeballs on him. So I'm fascinated to see what happens. Will there be a snowball effect? And what does the Heisman Trust tell these people, these Heisman Trophy winners behind the scenes regarding this situation? Because it is a fraternity. We see that every summer with the Heisman House commercials. This year, Tim Tebow had a big part of this. We saw Bryce Young have his. Caleb Williams had a couple of features this year as well. You make a ton of money if you're a Heisman Trophy winner. And that is something that's in perpetuity. It's not something that happens and goes away. And the Heisman Trust has prevented Reggie from being a part of this. It's not necessarily that he had his Heisman taken away. I mean, I don't know if anybody really cares that inside of Reggie's house, you see a shelf and he's got all these trophies and, there's no Heisman Trophy. I mean, you go in, you look around and great. You won a Heisman Trophy. If it's not physically there, okay, we all saw the season. But the Heisman Trust is preventing Reggie from getting a lot of opportunities that I think as a winner are very, very cool. To be around those guys, and they are a fraternity, would be a lot of fun. It would mean a lot. And bravo for Johnny for stepping up and doing this. And the Heisman Trust is saying things behind the scenes. I'm sure they've sent emails. And I am a Heisman Trophy voter. And they are very secretive, very proud, very protective of everything that is associated with the award. And I'm fine with that. I'm 100% fine with that. I know for us as voters, I don't know, back 2013, 2014, whenever it was, they said, hey guys, stop disclosing your top 3 on Twitter because they want the ceremony to mean something. And that's fine. But a lot of that had to do with the fact that there was an account, I think it was called Stiff Arm Trophy, that would combine and compile all of the votes that were public and basically spoil the entire thing. And so we get a sternly worded email when we get our ballots the week before rivalry weekend, or maybe the week before that, saying, hey, that we have the right to revoke your vote if you do this. So they take it seriously. But things have changed quite a bit. If you're going to punish Reggie for something that USC didn't necessarily welcome, didn't necessarily prove during this whole investigation, why would you let Johnny have his? Why would you let Cam Newton have his? To me, it's sort of a double standard. So what will happen here? Is it more likely that Reggie gets his Heisman back, or is it more likely that the Heisman changes its wording? Because right now, in the description of the trophy, it says the most outstanding player with integrity. They can easily say that by Johnny calling out the trust itself that he doesn't have integrity. I disagree with that, but that's an argument that certainly can be made. But I think with what Johnny did, I think a lot of us in our industry see this as a jumping off point again to push the Heisman Trust to give it back to Reggie. He deserves it. And like I said, a $750,000 house in suburban Chicago, A, at the time in 2005, is still worth an awful lot, and B, worth an awful lot more now. And there are quarterbacks, there are players, there are receivers, there are running backs now in this era, NIL era, that make way more than what that house is worth just getting out of bed this morning. So it's got to be done. Good job, Johnny Manziel. Keep it up. Don't back down. Let's see what happens. That'll do it for this edition of College Football Smothered and Covered. Thank you for checking out the show. Reminder, breakingt.com/smothered and covered. Wear the moment viral t-shirts or historic t-shirts. Got a glimpse of some Braves t-shirts. Maybe two guys named Jones have some pretty cool ones coming out. So breakingt.com/Barrett to get those Braves t-shirts as well. Hey, subscribe, review. I don't care if you give me a 1-star or a 5-star. I don't care if you leave me a terrible review or a great review. It's all about constructive criticism here. This show is designed for you, the college football fan, because college football is the most undercovered sport in the nation. And guys like myself, Josh Pate, Michael Bratton, Connor O'Gara, J.D. Piquel, Andy Staples, we're here to try to bridge that gap, give you college football content, the college football content you want 24/7, 365. I'm off to Hollywood Studios. I would say there might be an episode on Tuesday, or what is today? Today's Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. Maybe there's one Wednesday. Thank you, my 12-year-old sitting here, associate producing the show today. There might be a show tomorrow, might not. We'll see how it goes. But there was one today, and thank you guys for listening. Appreciate the work. See you.